Welcome, and thank you for joining us to meet the makers inside VS Code for Education. In this series, we're taking you behind the scenes to meet the team contributing to the future of Visual Studio Code for Education. My name is Adam Smeets, and I'm one of the product managers on the VS Code for EDU team, Microsoft. And today, we're sitting down with Vritant to explore his developer experiences and journey that shapes this powerful platform. Whether you're an educator, a student, or just passionate about technology, get ready to dive into the story of how VS Code for EDU is empowering the next generation of coders.
I'm Vritant Bhardwaj. I also go by VB, like Visual Basic. I'm a software engineer on the team. I joined the team about 5 years ago, right out of college. And my work basically involves working with a team of developers, collaborating with a few product managers and my manager, who is the dev lead, to build Visual Studio Code for Education. It kind of changes week by week depending on what we're working on, whether we're close to release, whether we're beginning investigating new features and starting up a product. But it typically involves me coming in early along with one more developer on a team, Ian, and we're kind of alone in the office for about a couple hours where we get a good amount of focus time and start things off. I generally start the day looking at our telemetry dashboard and see if there's any issues that have come in, and if not, I start my work. Most of the time, I'm typically coding about 50% of the time, and in meetings 50% of the time, besides lunch.
Something like, what do you really enjoy about the work that you do?
Yeah, so that's one of the most important reasons why I am on this team. For me, career is quite important, and it's something that I give more importance to in my life at this time. And I'm also now in a role where I get to merge building my career alongside working in an area that I'm passionate about, which is education. So I'm lucky where those two kind of worlds are working together, and it's quite motivating. So that's that specific thing of me being able to work in a place I'm passionate about, along with people that are very passionate about it, makes me want to come to work every day.
And I've loved working with you, especially around your passion for education as well. What got you interested in education technology?
So it's kind of hard to trace back to a certain point where like the lightning struck and I was like, computer science is my life. But it's more so when I think about it, there's instances that make me think I was kind of pushed towards it. Like as a kid in high school, we had a computer per classroom, and there were computer monitors. I was one of them, and my job was to go and unplug and replug wires when things weren't working. And everybody would be like, wow, you fixed the computer. And so that pushed me in that direction. My parents brought in a computer at home when I was in 5th grade, and then they had no access limitations set on me because computer literacy wasn't like a thing back then, and the internet wasn't the wild west that is today. So that became an outlet of creativity for me, where I was changing the themes, changing the icons, making things move around, making the start bar go to the left or the top. So I think there were many instances around my childhood where it was a time where I could use it as a creative outlet, and also the people around me enabled me to go towards that more, and that just pushed me towards spending more time with computers. And I think that's what led me to choosing computer science as something I want to study in college. And from then on, it was just I got into the river, and then it just took me to where I am now.
What skills do you think are key in being successful in your work?
So as far as skills go, and I'm going to talk specifically about what I've experienced, which is working as a developer. There's other things you may need in other roles, but at least as a developer, the baseline is technical skills, because you kind of need to know how to use the tools to build something with it. You can't go onto a construction site and not know how to use a hammer and a nail. Like that's the base requirement, but it's not something that it's something people can achieve with hard work. There's some things that are not explicitly talked about though is one, building the skill of sort of stepping back and trying to understand a problem before diving in to fix it and patch it and work together. That might get you through working something out initially, but to grow and to be successful and to be a valuable contributor on a team of people, it's important to understand how you are fixing what you're fixing. And also, on that note, team is a key word. It's really hard to do something alone in this field. You need to collaborate with people and you need to be a good teammate. So building the skills of collaboration and communication, I think, is incredibly important. Like nobody's going to want to work with you, collaborator, and no immensely valuable product on this, in this field has been built by one person. It's always been many people working together, building on top of each other. So I think besides technical skills, which is the baseline, you need to have those.
So, speaking to those students who might be listening or watching that are interested in a career working in the technology industry, what would you say is one of the biggest lessons you've learned along the way so far?
So this is going to be more of a general lessons that I've learned and not specifically related to computer science itself, but it's to create and seek every opportunity I can. The opportunities come to you, and that's what you take advantage of to sort of open doors for yourself. But there's two sides of it. They don't just come to you. You need to create the space for them to occur. And so taking every step you can to open spaces for opportunities, I think, is incredibly important. Whether it's going to a career fair and talking to every company regardless of whether or not you want to work for them, going to every sort of I'm gonna now move towards computer science, going to every hackathon you can, talking to every person over there that you can, talking to professors and researchers, and just asking them, hey, I like your research, can I join it? I got 2 to 3 researches that I worked on in college just by doing that. They weren't looking for anybody, but I asked them, and then a couple of them said yes, and I got to work on them. So I think trying to create spaces for opportunity is important, and then making time to take advantage of opportunities is important, because the more you do it, it's kind of a snowball effect. The more opportunities taken advantage of create more later on. So I think that's a fantastic way to help yourself move forward.
Lastly, what would you say to students who are just starting to learn about the field of computer science? How should they get started?
So computer science is an evolving field. Today it is one of the more lucrative fields to work in, and that's one of the bigger reasons that it's so it's a shiny jewel that you might want to get to, and that's a incredibly valid reason. That is important. But when you're starting to learn computer science, to see if that's something that you personally would like to work on, my advice generally is to approach it with a mindset of exploration and see how you can use it as a tool for an outlet of your own creativity. Oftentimes, when before college, in school, you have the opportunity to just explore and have fun with things, which you don't have a lot of liberty to later on. So approaching it with the mindset of, hey, let me have fun with this, and building an expertise with a tool, and then having fun with it is great. So for an analogy, it would be like, if you approach learning a keyboard, it's going to be hard in the beginning. It's going to be hard getting the mechanics of getting your fingers in the right place at the right time and having your hands work in dissonance but create music together. But once you get the hang of it, it's really fun to make music and it's more relaxing. And I think in a similar way, computer science can be that. But there is a learning curve for it, but you also need to see, hey, how can I have fun with it to truly enjoy and learn from it. That is the one advice I could give.
Again, thank you so much for sharing your time and experience with us as part of the Meet the Makers series, Vritant. Visual Studio Code for Education is a free online computer science education platform that provides integrated curriculum and a sandbox coding environment for everyone. With zero setup, anyone can be a developer and start learning to code with VS Code, the editor preferred by software development professionals around the world. Check out the links in this video's description. Until our next video, thanks for watching, and remember, when you're in doubt, bash it out.